Hello and welcome to my video. If you aren't actually Patrick Starr, I'm sure you've heard of My Little Pony: A Friendship is Magic. Originating in 1983 with Pony Toys, a movie in 1986 called My Little Pony the Movie, bit on the nose, which I just found out has Danny DeVito in it. Everywhere I look, the short funny man is there. But I always watched the movies when I was little and a decent bit of the show, so I thought I'd jump on the train of redesigning the main six, using the disaster that is Equestria Girls and the obviously main six from Friendship is Magic as the reference point. Disclaimer: I am not a professional. I merely like to do goofy little doodles on the internet. I'm making them in my style of art, well, a little different. I usually draw a little bit more painterly, so the style of my comic. Don't come at me with pitchforks if you disagree. These are all just my personal opinions on the characters, but I would like to hear your opinions, like your takes on them in the comments too, what you agree and disagree with. Just be respectful to everyone. And with that said, let us begin. So I know like a lot of people think that they'd be in high school or college for inspiration for their outfits. I'm not really thinking about that aspect very much, so I'm just putting that out there. I'm just going based on the characters. I wasn't really thinking about school. And with their races, they don't have canonical ethnicities, so I'm just doing whatever because I feel like it, dude. So I know a general take that people have on Rainbow Dash is like that she's a short, angry person who dresses like Adam Sandler. Truly the definition of is it Adam Sandler or a lesbian, because with Rainbow Dash, it's kind of both. But I decided not to because I like the idea of her being tall and lean for like flying, kind of like a swimmer. But I do also think it's cute for her to be just like a short little angry person. I ended up deciding that I wanted to make her scene because, I don't know, a lot of cosplayers I see actually do that. And so I tried to incorporate scene kind of into athletic wear. And right here you can see that I was gonna do like a backpack for her with little wings on it because I thought it would be cute, but I can't draw backpacks and I wasn't learning today. I felt like I was gonna like have a seizure trying to freaking draw her leggings for some reason, and I don't know why. I just couldn't get the holes right. That's what she said. And then I also had an idea for her bracelets because scene people wear a lot of like beaded bracelets and stuff, that each one could be like inspired by one of her friends, one of the main six. So I tried to do that. You can't really tell because she's far away, but well. For now, I don't have much more to say about her design, so I'm going to tell you some about scene. Scene may refer to a subculture that became popular in the mid-2000s. The subculture is often associated with fashion and the style choices. Some people think it developed from the emo subculture. The term scene first appeared in the late 90s in the UK as a derogatory label for posers who cared more about appearances than the music. Some staples of the style include backcombed hair, big fringe, neon clothes. Google says gauges, but it's plugs. I'm a little nerd. Get it right, Google. Baseball caps, tattoos, neon jeans, hoodies, sunglasses, etc. This is just scene inspired. It's not supposed to be like fully, but I tried. I gave her raccoon tails because that's a scene thing, and I feel like she'd probably have that. I tried to not give her like really dangly piercings or anything like that because like she does sports, but then I kind of contradicted myself by giving her a bunch of jewelry, but we don't gotta talk about it. On this part, I kind of just wanted to make the background look like she doodled it herself, so the iconic S, and I tried to make it a little pony on the side, but it didn't really work. And I also kind of tried to make it look like she drew on her shoes herself. So yeah, that's Rainbow Dash. So next up is Rarity. I feel like in the movies, they gave them all the exact same outfit, but in different colors, and they made all of theirs like super, super feminine, which only really makes sense for Rarity, because I feel like the others it just really didn't fit for. But even still, like, basic ass outfit is Rarity. She would be fabulous, okay? So that's what I tried to do. So I kind of thought that she would maybe fall into like Y2K or Gyaru and maybe change her aesthetic like all the time. I don't feel like she'd maybe stick to one specific thing. I feel like she'd just appreciate all fashion since she's a fashion designer. I thought that maybe I could make her curvier, so that way, that could be one of the reasons she like got into making her own clothes, so that way it would fit her. I've just seen a few people say that, and I like the idea, so I kind of also wanted her, my goal was for her outfit to be like a fashionable, but she's still able to move in it, so she can like get around and sew and do things. I didn't really do that, but I did give her little shorts so she could bend over and stuff. It's basically all I did. I kind of like wouldn't shut up when talking about Rainbow Dash and forgot a few things, and now I'm running out of things for Rarity, so for Rainbow Dash, I just have written down that she would like Hollywood Undead and just kind of like vibe, dude. I don't know. So for Rarity, I was really just inspired by Y2K and Gyaru, and I haven't done much research into the fall, like the latter, but from what I've read, it's a Japanese subculture that started in like the 70s but really got popular in the 90s, and the kind of like the concept of it is kind of going against traditional like beauty standards there, and so that's why like they have really heavy tans and stuff, and I didn't do that for Rarity, but I just thought I'd mention it. It's just, from what I've gathered, kind of like self-love, and it's inspired by like hip-hop stuff in America, I believe. You can absolutely correct me if I'm wrong, though. I didn't do heavy research. I just kind of wanted them to be loosely inspired by certain aesthetics. Around this time, I kind of realized that I didn't think there was enough purple on her. I don't know, it didn't feel much like Rarity to me, so I kind of went over and tried to fix it. I don't know if it really worked. This was just kind of tweaking it. And that is Rarity complete. So, next up is Applejack. Honestly, she's kind of an underrated queen. She was always my favorite character growing up, and I've noticed that no one really likes her as much as the others. Obviously the vibe and style I'm going for here is a rootin' tootin', a yeehaw. You know what I'm saying? A farm lass. I kind of thought that she would be maybe the alternative, a little bit of southern and emo. Me for real. I kind of left out the alternative part when drawing her, though. I don't know where it went. I forgot about it. It's on the inside, okay? Emo is a lifestyle, and she follows by it. I wrote down that she would like the front bottoms or something. I feel like I needed her to make her clothes like easy to move in. She's a farm girl. I made them a bit disheveled just naturally from working, and I was thinking about maybe her like clothes are naturally like patched up better because Rarity would help, but then I was thinking harder and I was like, no, she's too stubborn. There ain't no way she's letting anyone help. She's doing it herself. So I made them look all janky. Forgive me for what the hat looks like, because as much as I'm southern, I ain't never drawn a cowboy hat before. I should draw Brokeback Mountain fan art. But I tried to make her cowboy boots like have an apple design on them, and I don't know, I thought that was kind of cute. And I kind of gave her like an apple crest on her hat too. I'm really good at yapping until I actually need to be. So I'm gonna tell you the origins of a southern fashion, even though I think it's a little bit self-explanatory. This is what Google has to say about it. Country fashion originally had its roots in the Old West with the cowboys who needed rugged, functional clothes for their demanding jobs. So, early country style was more about utility than style. Back then, cowboy boots were for work, and wide-brimmed hats were simply for protection from the sun. Now, despite her wearing a hat, I made her have, like, sunburn on her face. I don't know. I felt like it adds more to it. So I made her sunburn and have freckles. I also kind of gave her little green freckles, like she has sun poisoning or something. You can't really see it, but it's there. I know it's there. This part is kind of just me touching everything up. Generally, I decided to swap the shirt to brown because it's just a little bit softer on her color palette. I also put dirt all over her because she's a dirty lass. And then the backgrounds, I didn't really have any inspiration, just apple. So this is Applejack. And now finally, we have Pinkie Pie. As you may be thinking, this is not the main six. Yeah, I got lazy, I didn't want to draw all of them. So if you wink, like it, like the video. I'm not subliminally messaging you. Like the video. Anyway, this is Pinkie. Like the video. So for Pinkie, I ended up making her a little bit rounder because of shape language. It's just friendlier looking. I just have Justice and Claire's as inspiration for her fashion written down. Overall, I kind of wanted to go with like Kidcore or Harajuku. Oh my god, my cat's climbing on top of me right now. Sorry, now that my cat's not climbing on my head. I also kind of thought that maybe she would make some of her own jewelry, so it's like really big and clunky, because that's also a thing with Harajuku fashion. Typically, they just wear like a lot of jewelry and stuff, and that was my main inspiration, but it's definitely not supposed to be like directly that. My original thought was that her hair was going to be up because she bakes, and so it was just like out of the way, but then it just doesn't feel like Pinkie as much, so I didn't do that. I was trying to find ways to like incorporate their cutie marks, and so without it just being tacky, like it just directly being on their shirt, you know, like an Equestria girls. So for her, I kind of like did a little embroidery thing. I don't remember if I kept it, but I hope I did. And then right there, I decided to change her mouth to a smile because she looked too shy almost. She needs to be boisterous. Did I use that word right, or? I looked it up. I did use the word right. What can I say? I'm a genius. I have the vocabulary of a god. As you can see in the sketch, she has bracelets as well, so I was actually going to give her matching ones with Rainbow Dash before. I got a little lazy, so she doesn't have those, but that's besides the point. I really wanted to give her like mismatched things, because I thought that would be cute for her, and I also gave her like some stains on her apron. I wanted her to overall have a very warm color palette. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Harajuku fashion now, since it's the main inspiration for this. Harajuku fashion is a youth-oriented street fashion craze that opposes the strict rules of society and the pressure to fit into the norm. Outfits often include tutus, skirts, leg warmers, knee-high socks, all in a variety of colors and textures. Accessories like band-aids, hair clips, and bracelets are also important. I didn't know this, but apparently it stems from American soldiers and civilians living in the area and kind of the fashion getting mixed together. So I think that's pretty cool. So this is Pinkie Pie. And this is all of them together. Like the video, like the video. You wanna like the video? Subliminal messaging. You wanna like the video? So if you like the video, then I might do a part 2 to this and draw the others. Okay, bye-bye.